Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. Happy Wednesday. I'm telling you, I could really get used to these holiday weeks. It's kind of nice, right? You know, we were off for the Memorial Day holiday and come back on Tuesday. Now it's already Wednesday, so happy hump day out there. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. You guys know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. The question is, when are you going to do it? Right? We are right in the middle of a major bubble. It's insanity. You know, you got certain countries, people mortgaging houses and taking out loans and doing all this stuff. We've got all-time record highs, and today, we Micron, now the latest trillion-dollar company, right? We got anything AI, all of it's $1 trillion. Oh, man. The sad part is all of the AI stuff, we don't make any of it. Yeah, they did this. There's this whole big article about why isn't AI helping GDP? It's, you know, people are like, well, all the stuff for AI, we import it all, right? We don't actually, of course, that makes sense. But yeah, listen, ride it, but be careful, right? We've seen this movie before. Before we get into, as you know, it's Wednesday, so we're going to talk crypto, we're going to talk Texas Iskander, or some other stuff, but the Dow is up 300 points. Ooh, was there a deal with Iran? No. Micron's worth $1 trillion. The S&P's down 1. The Nasdaq's down 50. The 10-year note, 447. I think the 10-year note, I don't want to say the bottom's in, but, you know, you want to go back. Remember that 440? You got to get near that, right? That's how these markets work. Oil, we're down $3. And I'll just say on news that Iran, that they were working on some deal. The White House has already come out and said it's a complete fabrication. That Iran was saying that, hey, we got a deal in place. We can open up the Strait of Hormuz within 30 days, but you're not touching our nukes, right? You're not touching our nuclear enriched uranium and all that stuff. So the White House, just in the last 10 minutes, has come out to say, hey, that's a lie. We're not agreeing to that. So, yeah, more of that nonsense. Here's the thing. Gold down. Weird, right? Because that's not usually how it goes, right? Oil's down, gold's up. Right now, gold's at 44.36. 44.36 on gold. $20 gold. 44.95. You heard me right. 44.95. Remember, we're right near that 200-day moving average, right around 43.50. That would be, you know what? That'll be the water in the sand level, right? If gold doesn't hold 43.50, right, probably going to 4,000. Gold holds 43.50, and right, okay, here we go, right? Here comes the rally back. Silver is doing what silver does, and really, it's down, but not very much, a couple of dollars, but staying above 74, right? And of course, silver, that water in the sand level was 70. It's not really getting there. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. There you go. There's my spiel on what we're looking at as far as the markets today. But when we get back into this, we want to dive into the latest with Texas Coin, Iskander. There is a meeting at the radio station tonight. What's that, 6 o'clock, Jason?
6 o'clock right here at the radio station.
6 o'clock. June 5th. We're coming up with a location. We're
figuring it out.
Figuring it out this week. June 5th. I know, you're like, that's next week.
It's next week. Next Friday. Friday after this one.
Guys, pack the house. Bring all your concerns, your questions. Bring it all. They're going to feed you, right? So if nothing
Gotta
else,
get that one figured out too.
right? Yep. If nothing else, we'll get you fed. Tucson, Phoenix. Ours is the 15th of June. Just call down here. Tell us you're coming, and tell us who you're bringing. If you're bringing a guest or you're coming by yourself, let's get this thing done. I want 100 people, 200 people, doesn't matter, at both of these meetings.
Alan Greenspan. I got an Alan Greenspan to tell you about it before we get into everything.
Okay. 800-951-0592. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. Once again, huge opportunity here. $20 gold, $44.95. Remember, if you're going to go to the Texas meeting, Tim Blake, he is the number 2, is going to be conducting all of the meetings there. And again, the 5th in northern Colorado will have a location ASAP. I apologize. Phoenix, we're almost ready for our we're close. We're close. So ours is going to be the 15th. Just call and tell us you're coming. Right now, and call right now if you want. We obviously wait for after the show, but 800-951-0592. Don't forget the meeting tonight at the radio station. But Jason, before we get into everything,
I just saw a pattern. I was looking at things last night, and I always forget the name of the guy, the Fed chief before Greenspan, he was the guy that
Paul Volcker.
And Volcker was he was in a rocky time, wasn't he? Raise the rates, lower the rates, sort of thing. But Greenspan took office on August of 1987, and 2 months later, the market crashes. Of course, about a little over a year after that, because that was November of '87, Bush Sr. takes office, and then the recession comes in. Now, for whatever reason, that was the time that Greenspan had to take over, is when things started to fall apart. He stayed there till 2006. Ben Bernanke comes in. Next year, everything falls apart. Right? I know there was Janet Yellen looked like a placeholder from what I'm looking at. But in 2018, here comes Jerome Powell. 1 year later, the repo market, and COVID blows through. So I think this is kind of like when the president is elected. They get the House and the Senate. Then 2 years later, they lose the House and Senate. Happens on every presidential term. It seems to me that Kevin Warsh is being ushered in for the next big emergency, and then you can finger point wherever you want. Oh, it's the old guy. It was Jerome Powell's fault. No, the new guy came in. It blew up. Just like what Trump said. Well, all that inflation, that was Biden's fault. Except for when you signed the thing that said we're going to double the money supply. Did you forget about that one? So think about it. Kevin Warsh is coming in. I'm guessing next year we have something really ugly. And I think, when Joe and I have been saying this, I think, and maybe Friday, I've got this Joe Brown piece. We haven't played Joe Brown in a while, but he's really good at talking about the supplementary ratio rule. And he keeps talking about, look, guys, this is where we're headed. And I agree with him. that they're making moves that are going to enrich a lot of wealthy people, and the markets, I think, are going to go up. And in Joe Brown, he says it in the video. He says, look, every boom has a bust. So it's like, enjoy if this thing goes up. If you're an asset guy, if you want to move assets around, enjoy it, because it ain't going to be here for long, and then it's going to crash. And it has to be nice. Seemed to me, with what I just mentioned with the Fed chiefs, sure seems like it's got to be next year. Joe, middle, late next year, then the whole thing unravels.
Yeah, that is interesting, talking about that pattern. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It really, really does. And it's going to be something where already you can feel like, hey, the blame will be placed elsewhere, right? Kevin Warsh will be like, "Oh, it's not my fault, right? I'm just the guy that's going to fix it."
Right.
I didn't break it.
It's always this. I was going to fix it, but then this horrible emergency happened that I had nothing to do with. I didn't invent COVID. It came out of a lab in China. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Paid by the American government or whatever, right?
I didn't do it. I'm just, the one that's going to, magically make it all better by using the exact same tools all my predecessors used, which was debt. This is why we're in this mess. It's going to be something that, I just don't know.
The supplementary ratio, leverage ratio.
It's going to be a very, very, very interesting time. The amount of nonsense that's going to have to somehow be tolerated because, it's $40 trillion, guys.
Yep.
Right? I hope you're ready. Have fun while it lasts. 800-951-0592.
One last comment, Joe. One last comment.
Yeah.
You know how I've been saying, it seems like maybe COVID was might have been a tester for what we're going to go through with the whole Iran and what's going on. The supplementary leverage ratio rule, it's a mouthful, that was in place during COVID. And then when they took it down in 2021, that's when the inflation came in. Everything went crazy, right? The idea is it'll be put into place this time. It'll be put in a more of a permanent situation. But it was tested. It was tested during that period of time, Joe. So, yeah, it's we're headed for it. Anybody listening, and we have a lot of non-buying going on in gold and silver right now, and I understand some of it. Some of it I don't understand. But that's your savings. That's your rock. When everything else seems to not be working, gold and silver is it's not going to zero. Once in a while, in a long while, gold gets overbought. It comes down a little bit, but you know what? It doesn't. There's no 2011 happening now. We've been saying that as gold has gone up. Yeah, gold's down a little bit from its all-time high, but I mean, it was 2024 Valentine's Day. It was $2,000, right? So I think everybody should be very happy because it's not going back to $2,000. And I scarcely could say, but I could even see how it could even go down to 3,000.
Yeah, the problem is, right, the last time, we saw it, the debt was $10 trillion, which seemed like a lot, but it really wasn't, right? Now we're sitting here 40 trillion, right? There's no more easy button. All the easy buttons have been taken away, and you're seeing it in the bond markets. You're seeing it happen all over the place. I'll give you an idea, just to show people what really is happening. The Royal Mint, right? So this is the UK Mint. record gold and silver bullion sales in the first quarter of 2026. Said they had the busiest ever financial year in 2025 and got even bigger to start 2026. Silver, gold bullion sales up 94% year over year. Silver, ready for this? 1,000%. 1,000% increase year over year. Guys, this is happening. Whether or not you want to pretend that it isn't, or you want to wait, you can wait. Right? You can always wait. Just remember, if you're a day too late, right, that's always the problem. It is unwinding right before our eyes. Let me ask you, where were stocks before the dot-com bubble burst? Let me give you an answer. Ready? All-time record highs. Where were stocks before the financial crisis? Now, listen, by the time the financial crisis came around, housing had already blown up. All of us know that. I mean, the financial crisis really didn't start to the end of 2007. And if you look at history, they'll tell you the financial crisis started in 2008. That's what they say.
Yeah, they do call it a housing crash. I call it that. But really what happens is the guys holding the mortgages are the ones that took it on the chin.
Right, right. But the housing market stopped in 05. And it was a disaster by 06. Stocks were at all-time record highs. Here we sit again. Look at the difference, though. Right? Just look at the amount of debt to see how high things have to go. COVID, right before the temper tantrum in the bond market, stocks were at an all-time record high, right? Guys, this is a pattern. It's here, and you've got gold and silver on sale. That's really what's happening here. 800-951-0592, and the it is amazing when you see the amount of buying in other countries and talking about. It's one thing to say records. You know, a doubling of a record is pretty significant, right? The UK saying, hey, we had record gold sales in 2025. The first quarter of this year, it's up almost 100%. Wow. Silver, same story, but up 1,000%. Yeah. 800-951-0592. When we get back, we're going to start really diving in here with Texit. A couple of announcements. Remember right now the Iskander. Right, you can start buying seats on Iskander. Buy 3, get 2 for free. Right, and you know the seats, they're $9.95. $29.85, you get 5 seats. Right now, you're getting, about 8 coins a day. Now, that won't last. Probably by next week, it may be down to 7, 7.5. But right now, about 8 coins per seat. One of the things that is different, and I didn't even mention this yet, did I not give an update on the spot prices? I thought I did.
You did earlier,
gold,
but do it again.
Yeah, gold's $44.34, silver $74.30. So I hope that helps. Sorry if I didn't do that. Someone just texted me that. They have a stretch program. And it's an interesting little program. I highly recommend. You don't have to do it. I highly recommend that you do. Why? Because it's free. And in this scenario, if you buy 3 seats, you're going to get 2 for free. You can do what they call a stretch to 9. You have 1 year to buy those other seats or earn them, right, by signing up other people. Doesn't cost anything. If at the end of the year you didn't do it, nothing bad happens. But I'll explain it. I'll explain it on the other side, and then we'll get into all the new things that are happening. Stay with us.
Yes, ma'am, back.
800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Wednesday. During the break, I got a text from the people that texted, hey, you guys got your spots yet? You got your locations? I'm like, we're on the air right now, but we're getting them. So be ready. June 5th up there in Colorado. June 15th here in Phoenix. And just RSVP to us so we know you're coming. So back to the Iskander. So not only do they have the special, they've had this from the beginning. It's called the stretch program. So if you buy 1 seat, as an example, you can stretch that to 3 seats. And if you buy 3 seats, you can stretch it to 9 seats. You buy 9 seats, you can stretch it to 27. What does that mean? All that means is, as I said, if you buy 3 seats right now, you're going to get 2 seats for free. So you're collecting on 5 seats. If you did the stretch program to 9, now you're going to get paid on 11 seats. Here's the catch. The 5 seats you get paid on every day. The other 6 seats sit in escrow, and you'll see them on your dashboard and know how many seats or coins that you've earned sit in escrow until you've either earned it, right? Hey, I signed up some people and I got 9 and 9 or did this and that, whatever, and was able to unlock my escrow account, or you pay for it before 1 year, and then those coins unlock. Obviously, if this thing goes the way we're hoping, and we've got really great value on the coins, and we're on our way, yeah, it doesn't matter. Hey, whether you earn it, buy it, combination of. But yeah, that's the stretch program. So it's an opportunity to try to sock away more coins without having to commit to buying more seats. And you got 1 year. At the end of the year, if you don't pay for them, those coins get redistributed back out to the other miners. So that's how that stretch program works. As an example, and I told you guys, listen, I put 81,000 in. I stretched it to 243. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. What happens if I don't pay it? Nothing. So it's a cool little kind of incentive to say, hey, we think we've got this nailed, and we want you to win for helping us get there. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It's a pretty cool thing. I've never talked about it before. And I was on one of the calls today, and they were talking about it. I'm like, oh, gosh, I forgot to even, to say anything about it. But that's where we're at. That opportunity, the buy 3, get 2 free, ends June 11th. Really technically ends June 12th, but June 11th. Okay, June 11th, that ends. The stretch program, I think, will always be there. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it will. But if you want usually the best offer is the first one, and the first one is buy 3, get 2 for free. So where are we at? What's new? First, the Iskander, we went live on Bitmart last week, and we had to take it down because the market maker, everyone has to have one in crypto. They call it a market maker. Everyone has it. They got a little confused because they were using Texacoin's market maker, and we're like, whoa, no, hey, no. So it'll be back up next week with the Iskander market maker. Here's the good part. The price started at 5 cents. There was no coins to sell because they didn't have the right market maker. So there was only buy orders. And so the price never moved because there was no sell order. So in any event, it is what it is. It'll be live next week. Our first video game. Remember, we're in the gaming space now. Any day now, they're at the home stretch. The good part is the second and third games are coming. So the gaming part of it is moving in the right direction, and I'm pretty excited about that. The other big news, Thursday. Bobby does a call every Thursday. That is kind of the Texit call, the Zoom call. They are planning on, if things go the way they're supposed to go, they're going to be announcing the first signing, Layer 2 signing, on Thursday. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Again, they've been keeping all of this stuff under wraps. There's going to be an announcement. If it isn't this week, it'll be next week. So that'll be something you guys can talk about when they come to these meetings. And then, it's kind of cool. Here's the one thing that was really cool. We are now ready. Tap Pay. It's all done. We have the cards. We have the equipment. We have everything that we need. It will be anywhere that takes Tap Pay. We'll be able to go in and offer some great opportunities for people. I think, and I always worry when because Bobby, he's, I don't want to say scattered. He's got a lot of stuff up here. I think he's going to demo it on the call Thursday. I hope he doesn't because, man, those things get into the weeds. But that is huge. That is huge progress for KXXT-AM. So, good things still happening. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. $20 gold, $44.95. Gold keeps coming back here. It's a good sign. Down 68 now, $44.40. Silver, $74.50. And Wall Street, now it's going the other way. Right now it was up 300 points. Now it's up 150 points. S&P and the NASDAQ continue to trend lower, all on this apparently complete fabrication of a peace framework from Iran, according to the White. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's talk about. You know what? First, I want to say this: if you haven't been out to the KXXT-AM website lately, you need to go check it out. It is 1 million improved. We have everything on there. We got our white papers on there. Yes, they did a white paper. I kind of like the no white paper thing, but they've decided, all right, they need it, so we did it. All the legal stuff's out there. You can go see the pool where we're mining Light and Dogecoin. I mean, everything. Just like always, everything is out there for you guys. Check it out. Check it out. One of the great things, and obviously the cease and desist and the whole SEC, that's never a great thing. Let's not kid ourselves. But it did allow for Texas Coin to take care of some stuff they weren't doing very well and do it a lot better. So make sure, you go check that out. And then, of course, the Iskander site as well. It is really cool as well. And you can check that out. Iskander, Iskander, Iskander. And you can sign up online. Everything's been streamlined. You can pay in USDC, USDT, I think, as well. Some other things. If you need help with payment, call us. Matter of fact, and it's happened already, a lot of you guys have learned a lot. Like, I don't need you all, just sign up. I got a call from someone yesterday. I didn't know who he was. And it turned out one of my guys had signed up for Iskander, signed up this guy, and he needed some help. And he said, hey, call Joe. Just give me a shout and let me know, so that way I can make sure first you guys are getting the credit you need and all that stuff, and then all of that. That would be helpful. I do appreciate if you would give us a heads up. You don't need us, though, so whatever you decide, you can decide, but we're here, as we always are, for that support. So a lot of good things. Now, the price, not going to move until, there's more buyers than sellers. We'll see what this deal is. I'm curious to see. Those are the things that we are going to need. One of the other things they've asked me to ask about, if any of you have any connections to any of the Indian nations, reach out to us. We have some really cool things that would fit perfectly for them. We're actually talking to several of them already. But if you have a contact that you think may help us, reach out to me and let me know. That would be appreciated from a legal standpoint. So the Texas thing, we know when that is. That's not changing. That is in August, the 17th through the 20th. The SEC, right? So this is kind of what I don't know what to call it. They want to make sure that there's not a fraud being committed, right? So they've looked into things. We have 3 people meeting with the SEC. The first one met yesterday, and it went very well. We have another one, I think, that meets next week. And then Bobby is going to be meeting with the SEC in person. They're going to be meeting in London, in person in London, on June the 11th. Our hope is that once that has been concluded, the SEC has all of their information. They'll make some type of decision as to, and again, remember, the real issue is, was it a security, not a security? My guess, this is my guess, they're going to probably give Bobby a slap on the wrist, pay a fine, and we can move on. That would be wonderful, but that is the order of things. We had our first guy meet. He met yesterday with the SEC. One guy next week. and then Bobby on June the 11th, and we'll update you to that. Like I said, for Texas, that cease and desist, that's set in stone for August. So, Jason, as we look at these, those things there, obviously progress being made. We got to work through the legal stuff, and any of those things. More progress on Layer 2. Good news from the SEC. Good news from Texas. Obviously, could help the price. You know about Iskander. We're going to spend the rest of this. We're going to talk Orem when we get back. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour, $20 gold, $44.95. You need anything Texas, Iskander related, give us a shout. But I want to remind everyone, listen, all of these things that we're talking about, right, there's risk involved. You guys know that. We're trying to, right, especially with Texacoin, Iskander, right, we're going for a big lick. We're going for a big win, right? We'll see what happens. I'm cautiously optimistic. Things are moving in the right direction, and I think the hope is we get these legal things behind us and things really start cooking. And then we have Orem, and my news on Orem is the same it's been. Every day, like clockwork, that USDT gets put into my account, and I'm averaging, I put in 10 grand in January, and I'm averaging right around $50 a day. $50 a day, every day, and it's been that way since I signed up. And I know, Jason, you and Mike, you guys have a lot more expertise than I do on all of this, but I think the story's the same for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, it's very faithful right now. It's working very well. Anytime they have any kind of programming issues, occasionally it'll pop up. It's usually short-lived. The help desk is pretty good when you have to use it. I've only had to use it once, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not a super excited cheerleader for cryptos, but I mean, if there's an opportunity and you believe that you can definitely make some profit off of whatever investment, then I suggest you do it. If you're afraid of losing money, or if you've been stung a few times on certain investments, that's just the way it works. An investment is just a nice way to say bet. An investment is a bet. And the whole thing is, well, I'm investing. I looked at this thing. It looks awesome. Enron's going to the moon, right? Well, it didn't. Enron didn't go to the moon. Your information was bad. You placed a bet and you lost. And that's going to happen in investment. And a lot of people, I think it's unfortunate, because I think there should be a lot more risk-taking when it comes to your money, especially in this country, than goes on. And there's too many people that encapsulate themselves into a 401k plan and work 40 hours a week, and they don't really take advantage of really big opportunities. Because if you lose 9 times in a row, but the 10th one makes you a 20x profit, then you're in profit on one win. If you can do the numbers and understand, hey, if I play the numbers, see how something's going to work out, you can lose a lot of times, and people are so obsessed with the losing part that you're frozen in place and won't take any chances. Well, with Orem has, when it comes to the crypto realm, some of the lowest risk I've ever seen. It's absolutely what I was looking for back in 2023 when I was in my Fort Lupton office. Texacoin was another of what I was looking for. I was looking for a mineable coin, right, Joe? I was looking for a mineable coin. I was looking for an asset that performs for you. We'll talk more about Orem, but man, you guys got to jump on board. It's really, really working well.